How you doing, Lauren?
I'm okay, hanging in there.
Yeah? So what's new?
Unfortunately, nothing. Same thing.
Same old, huh?
Yep.
Today any better than yesterday?
Not really. It seems like every day is getting worse.
Really? How so?
I mean, it's just little things that keep, like, bringing me down and making me feel like I'm never going to get out of here, you know?
Really? Like,
My mom and sister pass by me. They don't stop and, you know, see if I'm okay, help me out.
How's that relationship? Not so good?
No, I mean, my mom and sister, they both get high and everything. And
Oh, do they? They both have addiction problems as well?
Yep.
So are they living out here, or are they...
No, they live at my grandmother's house, and I was there, but I got kicked out, but I'm not allowed back in. I don't know why. I've been trying to get on the Methadone clinic, but I have problems with my credentials. I can't get my ID and everything, and, you know, my one friend told me I could come down to North Carolina. I've been down there a couple times, kicked the cold turkey, but I always end up having to bring me back, so it's kind of like everyone sees me as this, and only this. Like, I'm not going to change.
So if you made it to North Carolina and kicked it, why come back to a place where you know the grounds? You know, why go back to familiar grounds?
I don't know what it was. It's once I get, like, when I kick it and I'm clean, it's the mental part that messes with me. And I mean, after I kicked it, I smoked crack cocaine, and that became like an issue. I wanted to start doing that to substitute it for the dope. You know, I don't have a problem stopping the crack, but it's like, you know, my friend has his life, his job down there, and I didn't want to be a burden, so...
Were you a burden? Did they give you indications that you were a burden?
I mean, after I kicked it for like 14 days, and then I asked him if I could, you know, get some of the other stuff, and that has always been a problem for me and him, and it's what causes problems now, and why he's hesitant to bring me down there again. He wants to see something different from me while I'm here, so he can be like, all right, she's really ready.
Right, but your challenge is doing something different here and being around it, basically being in this environment. But back to people, places, and things again, right?
Yeah.
So, is it a physical addiction at this point, or is it just a pastime?
No, I mean, the dope, I wake up every day and I need it. You know, the other stuff I could go without. That's just something to do.
Okay. So why do you do the other stuff then?
The crack cocaine?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something to do, boredom. I mean, I don't know why I do it, because the high isn't the high that I like, you know, just chasing and jonesing for more.
Yeah, it just seems like it's putting you in a rabbit hole. And
I mean, everything is different. Money's hard to get, you know. I mean, I've been out here like 13 years, so I'm just an old face, and you know, I don't know. I'm losing faith in myself, I guess.
So, what's your plan? How do you plan on getting credentials?
Well, I spoke with Miss Brenda, and she told me she was getting my birth certificate, and she would come find me. She said she was waiting for it to come in the mail. I haven't seen her though yet. I've been able to use a mugshot for certain things, like I'm on welfare, and they let me use my mugshot to come pick up my card, but I can't get my social or nothing. I can't get anything. You know, I mean, they have all copies of my stuff and everything. I don't know why they can't just pull it up, but so that kind of has me in a jam, because I'm trying to get onto the Methadone clinic, but they tell me I need ID. So
it was my understanding that you could get treatment for a couple weeks before they needed. You know, they would give you a couple weeks grace period before you...
At the clinic?
At the clinic.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I mean...
The one on the lake, anyway, that's my understanding. I haven't talked to them in a couple months, but last time I spoke with them, they said they'd give you like 3 weeks worth of treatment.
Well, I've called there twice and set up intake appointments, and I didn't go to anyone. I could call right now and set it up, but anytime that date comes, it's like, either if I'm waking up sick, I'm not going. I'm going to go get a date and then worry about that. But
well, why not just try to get an afternoon appointment where you can get all that stuff out of the way?
Right.
Before, you know what I mean? This way, that's not your hindrance. You know what I mean? It's right now you're in the same boat everyone else is. The drug is stopping you from getting clean from the drug.
Yeah. I mean, I know I could, if I if I'm on the clinic and everything, I mean, I was on it before, and it was doing good for me. I was gaining my weight back. I mean, I was starting to feel more normal. And even if I have to be out here on the streets on the methadone, I mean, I know I'll start going in the right direction. I mean, I don't want to be on it the rest of my life, because that's not being clean. But it's better than being out here and selling myself.
And also, you know, my take on the methadone is you know what you're getting every single time.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a giant question mark every time you go to a dealer. Am I getting what I'm paying for? Or is this just something he concocted out of aspirin and you know, some sort of tranquilizer? You know what I mean?
I just don't like what the drugs are doing to me, you know, appearance wise. And I mean, it's just, I used to look so different, so much better, and I just don't like what I see when I wake up.
Well, you're putting your body through trauma every time you do it, so you know, your body's eventually going to give up. You know, you're kind of, I said this a million times, that there's not a whole lot of old drug addicts. You know what I mean? You just don't live to get old.
I don't want to be one of them people that's been out here for years, and you know, like I said, my plan is for my friend who's up here now from North Carolina. My plan is to go down there with him, and because I went down there once, I got on the clinic, and I didn't even stay one day. Like, I didn't give it a chance down there.
Right.
You know, so my plan is to, my friend wants to see me get on the clinic up here, and then, you know, after being on it here for a little bit, you know, call the one down there and kind of transfer, because he just doesn't want to go through what I put him through, you know, I mean, and it's just embarrassing being sick around, you know.
Well, it's tough on somebody that cares about somebody that has an addiction. It's tough seeing them go through that struggle. It might be somewhat selfish on their part, but it's...
No, but just like, you know, he knows I don't like standing out on Broad trying to get money, and he'll sit right there waiting, but he's doing it because he doesn't want me to get high.
Wants to try to make it as difficult as possible, yeah. Sure.
I mean, what kind of, like, help do you offer people? Like, if, like, I mean, I want to stay in the area because, I mean, you know, I mean, I have a son, which my mom has custody of and everything, and that's I put up with them because they're the only little bit of family I got.
Sure.
You know, but I mean, I don't want to go to rehab because, I mean, I just want to get detoxed and get on the methadone, be on that for a little bit, and...
I know, but that's worked, that you said that it's worked before, but it's you're back where you started.
I know.
So
well,
maybe it's time for a different...
When I was staying at my grandmother's, I was doing fine when I was on it, but then my sister comes and moves back in, and, you know, that's kind of why I don't mind not being there, because as long as my sister's there, my sister, me and my mom, we can't get clean together because we're all addicts, and it just never worked. You know, I just seen them pass by me a little bit ago, but my friend has done more for me than my own family has. You know, he cares more than they do.
Right. So. Well, sometimes if they're in the active throes of addiction, then their care is about one thing. Yeah. And you're not it, unfortunately. So, if we can help you out, we're getting you in line with, you know, get you in contact with a rehab or something. We don't know any local. I mean, we know the ones down by us. It's 45 minutes, an hour away.
I mean, even if I went to like an inpatient away, and then I came back around here and got into like, not Camden, but like, you know, like I followed up with like an outpatient program or something. I got to keep myself involved. Like, I need therapy. I need to talk to someone, you know. I mean, there's a lot of reasons people think they're excuses why I get high, but I don't like feeling certain feelings, and when I'm not high and I feel these feelings, I don't know how to handle them. So.
Well, you got a little bit of spare time, so maybe you got to dedicate some of that spare time to trying to process some of those feelings and interactions and things that you have and how to constructively, you know, unpack it and you know, sort it out and come to terms with it. Right. And I mean, I'm no psychologist, so I'm not going to pretend to be one, but when you get spare time, it's you know, try to reevaluate what you're doing. Right. If it's not working, then you got to try something else, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, I write a lot. That helps me.
Yeah, keeping a journal is definitely helpful.
Keeping it in doesn't help.
That's not going to help. No. Yeah, definitely getting it down is going to help you out. So you'll have our business card with our email and our contact information. We check our email constantly, so when you're ready to get into rehab or sober living, shoot us a message and we can start getting the ball rolling. Unfortunately, none of it's up here in Camden. It's going to be a little further south, maybe Glassboro or down in Bridgeton area or something.
I mean, I shouldn't have said that. I mean, I shouldn't have said, like, you know, I don't want to go far away. Wherever I got to go to get myself on the right path.
I mean, you're basically far away at this point, you know what I mean, from where you want to be. So being 30 miles away and for 60 days isn't really that big of a challenge.
I don't have no future as long as I'm in Camden.
Right. Well, I'm glad you came to that realization. So if we can help, definitely let us know, because we're very interested in helping. All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And you have a great day.
You too.
Hey everyone, please consider donating to our Patreon. A little bit goes a long way, and we will love you forever. Down by us called Seabrook House.
Okay, yes. Do they accept Medicaid? Or?
They do accept Medicaid.
Okay.
And they're very helpful with getting IDs and things of that nature. So,
Really?
so they may be very helpful for you.
Is it what, like a short term? Or like
It's a short term, yep.
60 days?
Yes, and then there's, we also have a contact for a place called Shuva House. That's a sober living.
Okay.
And from what I understand, he almost always has a spot available. Obviously, you'd have responsibilities there. You know, this person does dishes, that person's responsible for vacuuming, and you'd have to get gainful employment at the same time.
If I wanted to, like, do I contact Seabrook House myself?
You very well could, absolutely, sure. I mean, that's where we refer everyone to.
For that number?
I can Google it real quick for you, absolutely.
Yeah, my friend had the phone, so when I run into him again, I really, if I don't do it now, I'm going to keep finding excuses to not do it.
Without doubt. What you have to do is build yourself up to that point, though, where when the day comes, you got to be ready. You know what I mean? You can't kick that can down the road again. Exactly. Right. We've seen that multiple times where, you know, we've offered to drive someone to rehab, and they're like, "Hang on, I gotta go do something for 10 minutes." You know, and we're like,
I don't want to deal with that stuff anymore.
I'm with you. I wouldn't want to deal with it. I'm already done dealing with it. I couldn't deal with that full time. There's no way. So, but I'll Google it and I'll jot it on the back of one of our cards, and this way you know you have both things. All right. I think Leslie might still be in there.